Brace yourselves, winter is coming. So I'm gonna do a walkthrough of my Winterfell approximation, snow plains castle. Uh, I don't know how fair use works, but quick disclaimer: like none of the, you know, Game of Thrones stuff is owned by me. I'm just using it purely for personal amusement and entertainment. So we've got a nice snow plain Z environment. Um, and this is where I decided to erect the castle. The design is kind of random. There's not really an attempt to copy the actual Winterfell design. There are some elements that I want to reproduce, like for instance, these rounded protrusions here. I do want them to be kind of like these round towers eventually, but for the moment, it's just kind of a generic castle design. So we've got the House Stark sigil. I originally, my original thought is you can, with the actual backgrounds and like the stripes and everything, you can do a lot with banners. But for symbols, you only really have five symbols. You've got a circle, an ox-eye daisy, which looks kind of like a flower or a gear, which is what this used to be originally. You've got the Mojang apple, you've got a skull and crossbones, and you've got the creeper face. And this, like, of the lot of them, except maybe for the circle, this is by far the easiest to obtain. So I decided to. Originally, again, these were oxeye daisies. But I'm like, you know what? I can go in to the resource pack file and edit this to actually make this the House Stark sigil. And it's not like I'm going to be making a gigantic variety of flags that have symbols on them. So but anyway, let's do a walkthrough of the first floor because it's the only one that I've actually got any kind of interior built up in. So we've got the Major Domo's suite. There's nothing in here, but this will eventually be kind of a big, you know, uh, set of private living quarters. You've got obviously some hallways, servants' quarters. You've got three and three, and then four more. They're like modest in size, and they're just basically going to be like a personal room for each servant. I'm kind of thinking this palace should have more than 10 servants, but at the same time, I also don't want to overload it. So I might put some more servants' quarters upstairs, maybe. I don't even have a full design mapped out yet of how tall it's going to be. This is just going to be a storage facility. I'm thinking maybe making it like a loo or something, but I haven't decided just yet. So you've also got a storage room. My dogs are going nuts. This is just kind of a pantry, so this is purely for storing food because it's right next door to the kitchen. So the kitchen has these preparation tables. You've got an oven with a chimney. The chimney doesn't really serve any purpose. It's just kind of aesthetic. I mean, obviously, this isn't even a chimney. These are just, cobblestone pillars. But water cauldron because I'm assuming water is used in the preparation of food. I'm not a proficient cook. You've got butcher slabs, more water, more butcher slabs, and then like more butcher slabs on the other end right here. And that's the kitchen. And these are both at this end because at the very end of the palace, like this entire wing of the castle right here, is a dining hall, feasting hall. So you've got the House Stark banners to kind of, so nobody forgets whose house you're in. You've got a grand total of 11 tables, each of which seats 10 people. So capacity is 110, and you've got this like head table where the Lord and Lady of Winterfell and their eldest son or some honored guest. This table I'm probably going to expand it to be more of a kind of a square U shape, so you can have some particularly notable guests or additional scions of the house sitting at the same table because there's a bunch of room here that like isn't really needed. And then you've got the like I tried to keep the design medieval esque. Like I realized this isn't necessarily 100% authentic medieval, but you've got windows with wooden bars on them. Gotta eat my potatoes so I can run again. Okay, this is actually kind of the main feature of this floor because the rest of it's just going to be like little shack rooms. This right here at this end is going to be the servants' mess, so you'll have kind of a dining room for the servants where they can dine during, house functions. I'm thinking of splitting this up into two rooms where, again, like one of these might be like a bathhouse or something like that, where the servants can clean up. So, they have all the amenities that they may need on site. And this right here, I'm planning on making this maybe like a strategy slash cartography slash conference room type thing. Like I might have some strategic maps on the walls. Um, I haven't quite decided yet. I'm not particularly amazing with interiors. I'm always reluctant to build interiors because I'm like, well, I built this giant structure, and now what the hell do I do with all the interior space? Second floor, you can get a better idea of the castle's design. There's nothing here yet, so I'm probably going to have guest rooms, maybe like a public hall or two, and some suites for the nobles. You've got a balcony right here, analogous to the one you have in the actual Winterfell on the show, like where like Sansa and Littlefinger were talking, where um, Ned Stark was encouraging Bran's archery practice. Like the general idea was something like this, and you've got a sloped wooden roof just so that the snow doesn't fall here. So you've got this balcony that goes all the way around the um, eastern wing. You've got a little bit of balcony that runs. This is just above the entrance, like the entrance door is just below here. And then there's another balcony right there that's running kind of southwest-ish. This is again just you come here and you chill out. And then you've got the third floor, which does not yet have an interior. Sorry, this is going to be all kinds of not so fun. So this is still up in the air for what I'm going to do with it. I'm thinking I will build up some interior, like for instance, I will continue this tower and that tower at the end, but I might have some like exterior room where basically it's enclosed by towers, but there's not going to be like right here everything is entirely enclosed. Up there, I'm thinking parts of it will just be, you can walk on the roof kind of thing. Okay. And for the most part, that's pretty much it. The more general design broadly is to expand the area here a little bit, do a little bit of flattening of the terrain, and build up a wall. And then just outside the inner wall, I'm going to have, the village. I'm going to have some houses, cottages, pub, that kind of stuff. So lots of grandiose plans. My inspiration is trickling a little bit at a time, so progress is slow, but I hope that you enjoyed the walkthrough, Loro, and I will check in at a later time with some updates, hopefully.